I got a lot of questions on this one, and it's finding the domain and range of a linear function that models a real world situation. So they give you the equation, okay? So keep that in mind when they give you the equation. Domain is always the independent variable, and it's the one that's with all the numbers. So T, whatever T stands for, total number of minutes. Aha, number of minutes. That's going to be domain, and then range will be the other one, okay? Minutes cannot go negative, so our values are going to be from 0 to, did they give us 70? So it's going to be between 0 and 70. And then the range, the amount of water, it says, oh, we have to figure out how much water is there when T is 0. So the lowest is going to be 400. And then the highest will be whatever goes with the 400, that's the lowest. So you can see here that they have that 400 to 2850. They won't have any others that start at 400. So you just pick the one that starts at 400. All right, so let's look at this really quick. I'm gonna pick the domain and range first. So I look at my equation. I'll underline it for you. The one that is with all the numbers is N, so that's the domain. So let's see, N stands for, N be the number of copies of the book produced. Number of copies, okay, so that's the domain. And the range is the other one. Now, let's see, they can produce up to 200. Now, you cannot produce a negative number. So let's look at what we have. The set of all real numbers. Now, if we do this one, it goes up to 500, which you can't do anyway. We can't go greater than 200 because it says only up to 200. It can't be this one. It's this one. Now it's only going to be those counting numbers. I mean, whole numbers, including 0, because you can't produce like a fraction of a book. And then the cost, we have to figure out what it is when it's 0. So it has to start with 500. So remember, this is going to be the only one that starts with 500. And because we're only selling them in like whole numbers, we're going to only have like counting numbers for our answers. They're not going to be in fractions or anything. So that's that one. Let's do another one. I was going to say it'd be cool if that underline was right on the other one. Okay, so we're looking here at the equation. So always just find the domain and range first. So the domain is S. So we have to figure out what S is, the amount of sugar transported. Boom. And the range is going to be the cost. Okay. So the sugar sweet company delivers sugar. The company can transport up to 30 tons of sugar. So we're going to go between 0 and 30. And yes, you can do part of tons. So we don't want just counting numbers. Oh, plus it goes up to 3,500. So we only want to go up to 30. So when S is 0, it's 3,500. So we want to pick the one that has the smallest number is 3,500. There it is. See, all the other smaller numbers are something else. So we just need that one and we're done. So it's not too bad. It looks harder because of all the writing and all the words. Okay, again, we're going to underline right here. Find which is your domain and range. So D is your domain. What does D stand for? Number of days. And range is the rest. It says that they can work at most 80 days. So we want to get the highest of is 80. And this is the only one that has the highest of 80. And this indicates to me that they can work partial days. It doesn't have to be an entire day. The length of the road, well, if they work 0 days, it's going to be 400. So we have to find the lowest is 400. So that's this one. Okay, so it looks like range, you look for the lowest, and domain, you look for the highest a lot of times. So that's kind of good. Okay, that's the end of the lesson.